Good morning, everybody. We are trying out a new bait today. Conditions are rough. Had yet more flooding. Finally, the area is kind of cooling off, going somewhat back down to normal, but you can see the water is chocolate milk, which doesn't happen too often around here. So the bite might be a little tough, but we're gonna be trying out a new bait today, and I'm pretty stoked about it. So got reached out to recently on Instagram to try out the Rattle Worm by Rattle Worm lures. So just got them in the mail. I got several different colors I'll be showing y'all later, but I wanted to start out with the white. I brought some white and some kind of bluish ones. Now these are white pearl, coming to 5-pack. I don't know if you guys can hear, we got a little rattle in there. So pretty stoked about that. So there's a few different ways I want to rig it. We're gonna start out with a jig head, which I don't know if that's recommended on here, but I think I could tear this up with a jig head. I guess it would almost be like a shaky head, because yeah, it's recommended for weightless, drop shot, shaky, and Carolina, but we're gonna be rocking it on the old jig head. I think I could pop this off the bottom and kind of work it almost like a weighted fluke and get some bites on it, the way I like to work paddle tails and whatnot. Anyhow, try out this color, see if we can catch anything. Big shout out to Rattle Worm lures. If y'all like it, I will drop a link in the description. So right away, it feels like some nice durable plastic, kind that I like. Who doesn't like durable plastic, right? And try to make this a pretty rig. Yep, right through the mouth, kind of through the bottom like so. I think I could tear them up on a rig like this. And that is on a 1/4 ounce jig head. And I'm working my heavy rod right now, because there are a lot of gar in the area, and if we manage to hook into one, I want to be able to land it. I also got some other cool baits. I just made a new friend in the parking lot, and he hooked me up. I'll probably show those off in another video. Let's see if anything's biting. I don't know, it's either going to be white or dark today. Gonna kind of start out feeling out the bottom. Alright, so I am switching over to the dark blue color, black and blue. I've been fishing this bank for a while. I fished the majority of the bank, and I gotta say, it's really tough right now. Water clarity, probably the rising and falling water levels due to the flooding. I was out here yesterday, I didn't get a single bite. I fished for pretty long time. So I'm gonna T-rig this, and I'm just pretty much gonna throw it in the trees and up on this riprap. I'm using a, what I believe is a 2/0 EWG, one of my smaller ones. Palomar knot. And that rattle is kicking. I think that's gonna help us out due to the water clarity or lack thereof. I'm gonna leave that text pose. I'm throwing on my light for the distance, sensitivity, and it's just fun to work like that. So we'll see. Good looking bait though. You can kind of see these bushes. That's kind of where I'm thinking. I would be shocked if there isn't a fish hanging out there. It's going to be just a matter of time before we get hit or before something swims in that area looking for food. We are on our first fish. Feels like a nice one. This is a light rod. Feels like a drum maybe. I don't know, it could be a big bass. I really don't know. I'm just gonna kind of play it for a little bit. I'm working 6-pound. I haven't retied in a minute. Really slow morning. This water clarity, these post-flood conditions have made this pretty tough all around. I've basically just been working this bank back and forth. Now we got some competition right next to us, unfortunately, but pull and drag. So I do have this rigged on an EWG. I think it's very unlikely we actually foul hooked a fish. But whatever this was, ate it, and it's putting up a decent fight. really don't want to break off right now. There's got to be a drum, like a big drum. I think a bass would have came up by now. I mean, this is a interesting fight. He's just taking me down. Basically, I'm trying to avoid getting tangled up in this brush. It's all around me. You can't really see it, but it's down there as well. Considering loosening up my drag, letting him run a little bit. I think I got him hooked pretty good. You know, if y'all are fishing that 6 pound and you got that feeling you're like really close to breaking off, that's kind of what I feel like right now. Yeah, we'll loosen that up just a little bit. Give him some play. I mean, this is a big fish. I don't know if I even have the... It's going to be really challenging to get this guy up. All this rock. I think it's a big, big drum. Oh yeah, that's a big drum. That is a tank of a drum. He just chomped that thing. I see it kind of hanging out of his mouth right there. That's the biggest drum I've caught all year. Well, for the rattle worm, man. Be really careful not to hook myself or have him break off. That's a tank. Oh my God, that's the biggest drum I've ever caught. All right, slow morning, and then this happened. Look at the size of that drum. That thing is a tank. I'm hoping I have batteries in my scale right now. This is definitely worth weighing. This is the biggest drum I've ever caught in my life. That's huge. Just get this weight really quick. I'm guessing this is like an 8 pound fish. All right, zeros. £8, 4 ounces and a quarter. And off she goes, man. They're covered in slime. Perfect for the grocery store after I pick up my kid. Alright, so that was incredibly refreshing. It's been a struggle. This morning I've been fishing for a hot minute. Haven't had so much as a bite. And we got thumped like that, man. Makes it all worth it to reset this worm. And it's in a surprisingly good condition for a fight like that. All shaky and stuff. That was all on a light rod as well. So ended up putting one of these dark ones on. I'll show you all the colors and stuff after the video when I get back home. I pretty much just T-rigged it with a 1/8 ounce weight. I was almost concerned throwing that much weight on this light rod. But man, that was pretty stellar. We'll see if we can catch another one. Bonkers. Sorry guys. Moving in. This one looks like it's gonna hiss at me. Shoot. There we go. First fish. And we got ourselves a little bass. That did not take long. Teeny tiny, but you are our first. And look at him compared to that bait. Oh, he's got a craw in him. I don't know if you guys can see the little tentacles. Tiny, itty bitty little spotted bass. Thanks, buddy. All right, I think I picked the right spot to start out at. There we go, good fish. That's what I'm talking about, man. Come on in. Oh, another drum. The drum love it, man. They pull hard. Alright guys, got a little spot on. Now we got the drum chilling right off those rocks. Kind of where I expected it to be. It's kind of the one area I can really rely on right now with the amount of heat, changing water levels, the unpredictable bite, but thankful for good looking fish. Sure have been catching a lot of you guys lately. I'm not complaining, man. That was a good fight. That was much needed. What is up, everybody? I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I had a great time making this one, as always. Always love fishing new baits on the channel. So really enjoyed this one. A lot of fun fishing it. So this is a color I didn't throw. This is the watermelon red. I think if I was like standard water clarity, what I typically fish, this would have been kind of my go-to. Unfortunately, my water was so muddy, y'all saw that this was like exactly on par with the color of the water, so I opted for the darker black and blue as well as the green pumpkin. But I like this one a lot. It's got that red and green flake in there. Also like this one a lot, which is the baby silver shad. I thought that one was neat. So it's a kind of a pearl back with a silver belly. So this is a 4.5 inch stick bait. I'll read you all the description really quick. A rattle worm is a soft jerk bait with a rib design that penetrates through the water column, creating ripples, equipped with an injected rattle that vibrates underwater, attracting predators. I'd say it did just so. I think that rattle really helped me out, as well as that black and blue flake with the mud I was fishing. And the bite has been extremely tough in my area, so I was very happy I was able to get some fish on. What's up, Marzi boy? How you doing, buddy? Now, one thing I noticed about this I thought was really cool for you guys who like throwing stick baits wacky, excuse me. I'm more of a Texas rig guy. As you can see, whenever I throw stick worms, I'm almost 90% of the time throwing a Texas rig. I just like working it a little more that way, and I'm less patient when it comes to like a weightless wacky or something. Occasionally I'll throw them, something maybe I should get better at because I know it's very effective, but it's not a way I often fish it. However, if you're into that, there's a little notch on there. So I like to fish them with an O-ring when I do go wacky style, and you don't even need a tool. I typically use the wacky tool of sorts for my different stick baits. This one you can just slide that ring on and it pops right into that notch. So if you're sticking a hook in there, let me get that under that ring. Well, get that wire in the way. There we go. Kind of just works out perfectly like that. Probably be a really fun bait to neko as well. That rattle sits right down there, and it was a lot of fun to fish. Anyhow, guys, I had a great time throwing it around. Have some other cool videos I gotta put out there I want to show y'all. But yeah, kind of wraps it up for the most part. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are getting more fish on than I have been lately. I've been catching a whole lot of drum. I got a couple of videos I got to edit, and yeah, the bass bite has just been off in my area on the Cumberland, and everything I fish that the Cumberland feeds, so bodies of water, small lakes, that sort of deal. It's been tough for me lately, but I'm thankful something's biting. I'm thankful I am getting bites out there. I'll catch, you know, 2-3 a day, but it's not like it typically is in my area. That very, very high water we've been having has been kind of creating a bit of a wonky bite. However, everything's slowly going back to normal. I was out yesterday and the clarity was a heck of a lot better. But hope y'all are doing well. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and get some good fish on, my friends. Till next time. Right, Marzi boy.